Hello, and welcome to episode 20 of the Rise Fitness and Nutrition Podcast. I'm your host, Carlo. Today we're talking about weight loss plateau, but I don't want to spoil too much, so sit down and enjoy today's podcast. Among the questions that I have received for the past couple of podcasts, there was one specifically that I wanted to address in a separate case. The reason behind this is that it takes a little bit longer time to address this, and I think that you might benefit a lot from the answer. So here comes the question. I am trying to lose fat and gain muscle, but I'm stuck at a weight plateau and things don't seem to change. What can I do when I'm stuck? Before diving right in, take pen and paper, as I would like to give you a formula to help you estimate your daily calories need so that you can start with a number plus minus 10% to work on to reach your optimal daily macro split. Are you ready? So if you're looking at weight loss, take your current body weight in kilos and multiply it by 26.4, or your body weight in pounds and multiply it for 12. The value that you have there will be your daily calorie deficit goal to get things moving. Keep in mind an important detail. This value should change down the road when you have lost weight, so consider re-evaluating this every month or so. With this concept in mind, let's talk about today's question. Losing fat and gain muscle is a goal that goes by the name of body recomposition or body recomp. At the very root of it, there are a few basic principles, and these are slight calorie deficit, priority to protein in the diet, strength training, enough rest, consistency, and patience. Let's have a look at them a bit more in detail to understand how to work towards body recomp and deal with the stress coming from weight plateaus. Number 1. Slight calorie deficit. To lose fat, you need to be in calorie deficit, and there is no way around it. To put it very simply, you need to eat a little less. Accept that throughout the day you will be slightly hungry here and there, and be okay with it. To help being in the right calorie deficit, it is important that you understand that, for example, say that to maintain your current body weight, you should eat 2000 calories. To think of eating suddenly 1200 calories is insane, not sustainable in the long term, and it will just lead to binge eating and unhealthy relationship with food. So if we keep this 2000 calories example in place, an idea of calorie deficit could be staying 20 or 10% short of the calories that you need. So for example, having between 1600 or 1800 calories. This way you will lose weight, keep your sanity, and some of your favorite foods in the diet during the week. Number 2. Priority to protein in the diet. Sure, calorie deficit will help you lose fat, but if you don't eat enough protein, muscle and lean mass will also decrease. And be sure, we don't want that. Give great priority to protein in your diet and increase their amount to values of at least 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight, if not higher, according to how much are you in calorie deficit and how heavy you are training. This is also because protein helps you feeling fuller during the day and are the building blocks of your muscles. The more protein you have, the easier it is for your body to maintain lean mass while you're losing fat. Number 3. Strength training. This might not come as a surprise, but as you know, strength training is fundamental to build muscles. Lift heavy with the right form, if you have access to a gym, or perform bodyweight exercises, of course with the right form as well, but with an intensity that brings you very close to complete failure in your exercises to provide enough stimuli to your muscles to grow stronger and better, and use the protein you're eating to keep them protected while fat diminishes. Is there any space for cardio here? Yes, of course, absolutely so. Just keep in mind that cardio doesn't exactly build muscles, so strength training is the key for this. But cardio is important for the benefits it has for your cardiovascular health, and if you like it, it's even better. Makes you feel better, just keep on doing it. Just remember that to lose fat, cardio, yeah, sure helps, but it's not exactly mandatory or the base of fat loss. Number 4, rest, rest, rest. A tired body can't perform efficiently when you work out, and a tired mind can't really focus on picking the right choices for food, making it harder to stay on track. Number 5. Consistency and patience. Body recomposition takes time and effort. It's a trial and error process that can be honed over time by reviewing the steps done and understanding where there can be improvement and act on it. Reasonably, results don't happen overnight, but they do happen when the right plan is consistently applied. What to do when there's a plateau? What to do if a plateau is holding you back? Well, this requires to analyze what is your current situation and review what potentially could be less aligned to your body recomposition goal. To do so, you should ask yourself these troubleshooting questions. But hey, disclaimer, nobody's judging you. It's for you to understand what's going on. So you just have to be honest. Are you hitting your macros at least 80% of the days of a month? Are you tracking your weight daily to check its trends over time? Are you tracking your strength training progress? Are you slightly hungry during the day? Do you have monthly progress pictures of your body to compare? Do you measure key body parts every 2 weeks, such as waist, hips, and chest, and track their changes? These questions could easily upset you, and I understand because I was in the same situation. I was trying to my situation was a little different. I was trying to gain weight, and apparently I couldn't. Or at least I couldn't gain the right type of weight, which is muscle mass versus fat. And I thought that I was doing the right thing. I was training, I was eating perfectly, I was sleeping apparently enough, so on and so forth. So when I finally sat down and had these troubleshooting questions in front of me, I realized that I was not doing everything as I thought. I was not eating enough. I was not eating enough the right amount of carbohydrates. I was not eating enough amount of protein. I thought I was doing enough strength training, but then when I started tracking things, I realized I actually wasn't that consistent and that my progressive overload was lower than I thought. Not to mention that I was not sleeping enough. Not at all. Like, seriously, not at all. And that was the worst thing ever. So when I started taking care of those things, there you go. My body weight and my muscle mass improved. Now, I gotta be honest with you. It is a little bit of a pain in the neck when you start, because you have to track a lot of things. Yes, and it's difficult at the beginning, and it does feel overwhelming. But as I said in my previous podcasts, it's not like you have to do everything straight away from the beginning. Take one thing, focus on that first, and add the others little by little. While measuring your body weight daily, you might notice crazy fluctuations, but don't panic. These are normal, as they can be due to a lot of different reasons, but measuring your weight daily will help you figure out trends over the course of a month, and this is why you need this piece of information. Consider the number that your scales gives you as a road sign that points towards your goal. When you're on the right road, your destination gets closer. Otherwise, simply stop your car, open the map, do some troubleshooting, and figure out where is the right road to take, and move on. Lastly, there is a key concept that is so fundamental to keep in mind. This is not a race. Progress takes time, and it's not linear. There are periods where things work a bit better, and periods where it looks like you might need some extra work. What it matters is the big picture. Alright, that was it for today. What do you think about weight loss plateau? Did you have one to face yourself? What did you do about it? Please let me know, I'm curious to hear that. And if you need any help, please reach me on my Instagram channel at thecarl.fit. One last thing before we go, if you enjoy this podcast and are listening on Apple Podcast, a 5-star review will be super duper appreciated. Have a great rest of the week, everybody.